With this budget, I feel that the finance minister has clearly signaled that he's not a big bang player, he's a percentage player. I was personally expecting lots and lots of bitter pills which didn't come through. The government has come to power on a mandate of reform and growth. And I think we've seen incremental signs of both being unleashed in this budget. Despite the fact that there was no big bang change, a lot of details, when one goes through the fine print in the budget, seem to indicate that the government is going to treat this as a long-term exercise in terms of reforming tax laws, in terms of fiscal correction or consolidation, in terms of getting stuck projects off the ground. These were some of the priorities that we had outlined in our pre-budget note. If you ask me, was any specific information shared with respect to the headline items that are wrong with India, I would say no. So to that extent, it might seem that the budget was a disappointment. But lots of indications came in terms of tax reform, in terms of realigning some of the anomalies in tax structures, in terms of removing tax arbitrage in between mutual funds and bank deposits. So what this tells me is that this government is going to get down to microscopic details in everything that it does, and it's going to do things very diligently and carefully. We may not see, to use a cricket analogy, 4s and 6s, but the 1s and 2s are going to keep coming. And since we are in with this government for at least 5 years, I think that's good news in all. I also foresee some risks to the direction of fiscal consolidation because the finance minister has budgeted for more than a 19% increase in tax collections. To my mind, this could be at some risk as we move forward, and if the economy grows a little more sluggish from where we are, which it well might if the monsoon is weak and if geopolitics gets in the way. We are anyway at a sub 5% trajectory for now, and for tax collections to rise meaningfully to 19-20% higher than last year is a very tough ask. Which is why the 4.5 or 4.6% fiscal deficit target is at enhanced risk, especially since about 46% of the full year fiscal deficit has already been consumed in the first 2 months. So to my mind, this is the single biggest headline risk, but a risk which is well worth taking at this point of time. In fact, if the fiscal deficit exceeds the stated target of 4.5 or 4.6%, let alone the aspirational target of 4.1% set by his predecessor, the finance minister might well be forgiven for a fiscal deficit which approaches 5% or a little more.